the few times that we've been together, and not surprisingly, I've noticed that running a company like this is very demanding on your time and in your energy. How do you balance that with the family that you have? You mentioned you have a couple daughters and obviously married and your wife. And so like, is there ways in which you try to manage that in that time that you spend with them? And obviously the big responsibility you have, not only to your employees and customers, but your shareholders. And I would imagine that takes some intentionality.
It does. And I'm far from perfect at that. Stress management, time management is always a challenge for anyone. This business is a 24/7 by 365-day operation. We're always in the air. And for that reason, I'm always on call. And that's been true my entire career in this business. And all I can say is that my wife is extremely patient, very understanding. And that doesn't come without friction moments, obviously. But I've disrupted numerous family vacations and gatherings as a result, and she always understands. And for that, I'm extremely grateful that I've found that kind of partner in life that she can, understand what's going on. But I do my best to find those important moments. You and I have shared a few of those with our daughters, and I make sure that I'm there and I'm present. And we as a family have always been a traveling family, not surprisingly, because of the industry I'm in. And that's what we like to do in the summers, explore. And we usually pick a new place every year and we go together. And that doesn't mean I'm sometimes not on my phone or whatever, but we're there and we're doing something different. And we enjoy skiing as a family. That's the one physical activity that we can all agree on. And so we do that together. And, even if it's 4 hours on the slopes with your daughters, that's time that you're never going to forget. So like I said, I'm far from perfect at it, but my dad always counseled me early on, careers are great. It's nice to be successful and all that stuff, but this window of time is your chance to make a difference in the world, which is you've got two young people that are relying on you. And my girls, I couldn't be prouder of who they are. And my wife deserves the vast majority of the credit for that. But being able to watch them turn into these, smart, funny, social, young people, has been probably the greatest achievement of my life by far.
Sure.
And so you just do your best. I know you're in a stressful business too, and you're just trying to make it work. But I can't emphasize it enough. There's nothing, family's got to be number one. And I've done my best over the years to try to emphasize that with them. And that's my best stress relief too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that in some cases technology is a curse, but it also is a blessing. Like you said, my guess is a lot of us are able to get out and go ski down the slope, right? Because we have the cell phone and we know that because we're on call, in 5 or 10 minutes notice, we can get on and put a fire out if we have to, metaphorically. So for me, that is the case. I think somebody who sits in my seat and is a business consultant and manages transactions that are sometimes tens of millions of dollars, I have to be on call, especially when we're sort of bottlenecking to a conclusion of a closing. I've got to be available. I have Dropbox on my phone. I'm able to access documents, but that's a blessing. And my kids, I've allowed them to sort of buy into that too, which is kind of cool. Like, hey, Daddy, when is that big deal closing? Is it next week? And we can celebrate. And I kind of love that. My 11-year-old daughter,
that's great.
How did she know? But she hears me on the phone. They're listening to me. So
they're pretty smart. They pick up on stuff.